It's the rundown. Thursday, February 15th. We got Robbie, Klemmer, myself. Featherweight division?
The big three.
Is that the lightest you can go, featherweight?
It's not the lightest
combination of...
it's like atom weight.
Atom weight.
Yeah.
Atom weight sounds like it's more dense than featherweight. Like an atom.
Yeah.
It's all that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Featherweight in the UFC is 145. I can make
That's right.
featherweight.
That's where I'd be, yeah.
I got a couple pounds.
You can cut some weight.
No, I got to add a couple.
Oh.
Yeah, not quite at 145. You gotta give me a half dozen pounds there.
One place where there are no weight classes, NASCAR. This weekend, Daytona. You don't want to miss it. Barstool Sports tailgate in the Midway at Daytona International Speedway. Saturday, February 17th. That's the day before the race. Barstool tailgate will feature Spider, Large from Rubbin's Racing, KFC and Feidelberg from KFC Radio, Joey and Pat from Out and About. Also at the race, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be the Daytona 500 Grand Marshal. You get a pre-race concert featuring Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull. You got the star drivers, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, my favorite to win, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, and make sure to watch NASCAR Full Speed on Netflix so you can watch your favorite drivers before they take on the Daytona 500. 500 miles, 200 laps on a 2.5 mile long track. The most iconic race in motorsports. The Daytona 500 starts 2:30 p.m. Eastern on February 18th. That's Sunday on Fox. The Daytona 500 is the most iconic race in motorsports, and it's finally here. Tune in on February 18th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. All right. You guys big NASCAR guys?
I'm not, but Large and Spider have gotten me into it, so I'm becoming a big NASCAR guy.
I want to go
based
to
on them.
Same boat. I'm not a big NASCAR guy at all, but I want to go to a race with them because everything I hear, it sounds like the most fun time ever.
Looks like a blast.
I got to go last year. The track is like banked. Like you get they let you walk onto the track like 5 minutes before the race starts. So there was I forget who the musical guest was last year, but they'll have a Pitbull concert, and during the Pitbull concert you can just walk on the track and just hang out. It's pretty cool. They really, fans, they just are like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, this is your sport. Like,
awesome.
Enjoy it. Speaking of sports, sad news. Yesterday there was the Chiefs parade. One gunman.
3 gunmen?
3 gunmen?
Alleged. 3
okay,
alleged
well, they
gunmen.
tackled one of them, and then the others kind of got away. But one person was killed, 22 injured. There was just a random Chiefs fan that tackled the gunman.
Yeah. The video is crazy, and the fact that someone got the video from the overhead angle, you could see the guy running. I think one guy tackles him, another guy hops on when he realizes what's happening. And then there was a follow-up video where I think one of them said like a gun popped out. Like as soon as they tackled him, gun popped out, grabbed it, so you would assume he is one of the gunmen.
Yeah, I saw that follow-up video where they're like, yeah, we tackled him right here, the gun fell out over there. But also, they're like, oh, where's the other guy that tackled him? It's like, oh, he just left. Like, that's some hero shit where you just, like, tackle a gunman and you're like, all right, I got shit to do.
All right, I'm good, yeah.
I'm on my way.
Can you imagine?
Truly hero shit, though.
Yeah, can you, like, imagine someone has a gun shooting and you have the balls to run at that person and tackle them. Like, that is heroic, beyond heroic. I applaud all the people, the police officers there, too, but anyone that helped out with that. Like, God bless you.
And
crazy.
We're recording this at 1:30. I just saw the news kind of come across where it said it was over just a dispute, potentially.
Oh my God.
So it's just stupid shit. Just an idiot.
A dispute and 3 gunmen.
And then you're just like, all right, I'm just going to open fire in this fucking parade.
It was 3 gunmen, 2 of them minors.
2 of them minors? Oh my God, Jesus.
So I assume they're still looking for the other 2 people then.
I think they might have apprehended them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, well that's good.
I know a lot of kids were shot during this.
Yeah, they had like 12 kids go to the children's hospital. All of them are going to be fine though.
I guess they say they're gonna survive, but I'm sure that's not gonna be easy to. Oh my God! I mean, just the parents, all of that is just so terrifying.
Especially on such like a big event that's supposed to be fun and everyone's having a good time, and then it's just like what
a celebration, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We had the Malice at the Palace. Now we have fight at the Foothills Arena.
Needs
Foothills
a better
Arena?
name. Fight at the Foothills Arena.
Yeah, there was a fight in Phoenix last night where Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, punched Drew Eubanks in the tunnel right before the game. Police were called to the scene, and they arrested Beef Stew. Like, just insane. After the incident, though, Drew Eubanks, the guy who got hit, just said, yeah, he threw a soft punch, which is wild. Beef Stew is the same guy that, like, last season was happened to be stopped by like 1 million people on the court as he was like trying to charge LeBron James.
Great video.
And he's like, hold me back. Yeah, that's an all-time video. I think, are we allowed to play it?
Probably not for that.
Okay, all right, but we're watching it right now. Yeah, he's like it's like an NFL like tackling drill where just like try to stop him, and he's just going through everybody on the Detroit Pistons coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point this guy obviously has some sort of he's got a temper issue.
Yeah,
He's got to calm down a little bit.
But should he be arrested for something that happened right before the game?
being arrested for something that happens like within a game. I mean, as long as you don't kill the man, like
Yeah.
you're fine. Like insane. Like sports, it's like a unwritten rule where you're just like, what happens on the court. Granted, it was in the tunnel, but what happens in that arena?
Shit gets
it's between.
feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should they have arrested Travis Kelce for yelling at Andy Reid at the Super Bowl?
No.
Yes.
Prison. He deserves to be in prison.
Eubanks, though, I mean, I'm guessing Eubanks won't press charges based on his.
Well, if you press charge, then you're soft. Then you're the soft
You
one.
can't
you know
press
what
charges on a soft punch.
I mean? No.
So I'm guessing this will just then, if he doesn't press charges, in theory, it just goes away, right? I would think.
Yeah.
It's gotta.
I would hope.
But I assume they said security kind of like got in between the two before
Yeah.
anything else could escalate. So I assume security was like, all right, well, we got to get the police involved and we got to do that.
Do they have no video of it? You would imagine there's a security camera somewhere in the arena.
Someone's got
Someone's
got
video,
that.
right?
I read Riggsy's blog, and he was saying that we need the video. Hopefully
need
they
it,
have the
yeah.
video. But then there's always like I don't know, like dark spots where like you can't like,
Right.
Yeah.
so
like
there's not a camera position in the tunnel.
Cloudy
that way.
black and white footage.
Yeah, like whenever the Pacers Bucks, like Giannis went in to like fight the entire Pacers roster in the locker room, like you could only see it from the tunnel. You couldn't see like the angle, so you just heard people talking.
Shouting.
You just heard shouting. So, but hopefully there's some video, even if it's like Bigfoot grainy footage.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see it.
I need more of this.
You know what? I always think about this. You know what's wild? So like, we'll watch security cam or whatever cam footage, and it's always like, like I said, grainy and weird. Fucking Zapruder got the Kennedy assassination in 1963 with like this shitty handheld, and it's an amazing
it's a good shot.
It's maybe in his second life Zapruder became a director. I don't know, but like it is an amazing tracking shot. It really does. It really is incredible. It's crazy to think that we got such a clear shot of that. And then, in 2024, where, whatever security cam footage, is going to be shitty.
And everyone's got a 1080p camera, but nobody out. I guess it was kind of backstage if it was in the tunnel, but still.
Like I know whenever we do like radio, we have like that camera over there. That camera can like read what is on Nate's laptop from 30 feet away perfectly.
Yeah, we can't have that in the tunnel of this place.
From one of these of Mook getting bodied over there.
Yeah,
and that's like kind of grainy. Remember that?
Yeah.
The anus intern just bodied Mook, took him down.
Yes.
Very funny. That's kind of what I picture when I read this.
Just
So if we don't have the video for this, maybe you just put in the Mook video and say that it was them.
right, highlights without rights.
Yeah. Put it in black and white. Nobody will tell the difference.
EA Sports College Football 25 is officially coming this summer. They released the first teaser trailer for it, and it's the first one since 2014. I'll believe it when I see it. I feel like every 2 months.
Well, you could see it. They put it out.
Nope. When I see
When I
see it at the stores, I will believe it. Because I feel like every 2 months they're like, oh yeah, it's coming, we're gonna get it, and then it just hasn't happened.
So I don't I'm not a huge college football fan. So I've never played this game. But everyone tells me that Madden is kind of lousy, which is true. Like, they kind of just repurpose the same game over and over
Yeah.
again. But this game actually is incredible.
You do your baseball simulators,
Yeah.
where you whatever you do on that. I don't know.
I'll do expansion drafts. I'll run teams for 30 years. Yeah.
You can do that in this basically. That's the most. You just sit there and recruit 3-4-star recruits and try to get them on your team. And
I think I might need to get into this.
like playing the game, like the actual gameplay, to me at least, is nothing. I don't really care about
the
it.
extra stuff.
It's the pretending you're a coach and you're going and sitting on college kids' couches and with their parents and being like, look, your kid needs to go to my school. We're building a dynasty.
This sounds kind of awesome.
It's awesome.
Accept bribe.
I'm getting hooked in.
Oh yeah, like leave a duffel bag or give him a hat with cash in
Can you
it.
be like a
Corrupt,
a
like
corrupt
a
coach?
bribe guy, that'd be great.
If you could in this, that'd be great. But no, you couldn't back in the day. I wish you
all right.
could. I wish you could. There could be some cheating or something like that.
The Road to Glory is awesome too. You ever do that?
Is that like dynasty mode?
No, you pick a player and
One player.
Oh,
go freshman. You probably transfer in this, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I never.
But then does it just end when you still only get the 4 years?
Well, you can import it into Madden, theoretically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm worried about this, boys. I got to be honest. I know everyone's hype about it. I don't know that they could live up to the hype of the last game that people have been playing for 10 years. It's made by the same people that make Madden. So the fact that everyone's like, Madden sucks, but this is going to be great,
That worries me.
it's the same team. So I'm like, EA is they're known for some microtransaction stuff. I'm cautiously worried. Or that's redundant. I'm cautiously optimistic, I should say.
Yeah, I remember, I want to say Madden started going downhill whenever they did the cone. Like you had the QB vision, and you had to, I feel like that, I was like, I don't like this. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a time when I've been cautiously worried. I think when I go to like a bathroom stall, it's like covered in shit, I'm cautious, but I'm still worried. That's the first example I could think of.
That's a good one, yeah.
Are you guys video game guys?
I go in and out.
Yeah,
you know, like
I have
maybe,
my favorites I really like, but I wouldn't call myself a video game guy.
Like when they drop a new Star Wars game, I'll be addicted to like the Lego Star Wars game that came out a couple years ago. I was addicted for like a month. I beat it, haven't played it since.
Did you ever play, what is it, Star Wars Battlefront? Were you a fan of that one? Back in the on like Xbox?
Battlefront 2 is my favorite game
so
ever.
good.
I'm replaying Grand Theft Auto 5 right now.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Came
as
out
well.
for PS5, and I've been playing that. It's a blast. It's so much fun.
I would watch that on stream. Klemmer just fucking beating people's skulls in on the sidewalk.
Beating hookers?
Yeah.
No, I try. So there's three.
Treat the hookers well.
You try to be respectful.
There's three characters. You know, there's Trevor, who's a maniac. So when I'm Trevor, I act all wild. I'm crazy.
Oh, a method
but
actor.
if I'm Franklin or if I'm the old
Mike, was it?
Michael. Michael is like my age, so it's a bit more relatable. So I always try to like do like what I would do. And with Franklin, I try to
watch
always.
baseball with Michael.
I know. Who likes to watch old movies? And then Franklin, I always try to be like a good person. So I try to do it whoever I'm being. If I'm Trevor, I'm wild.
When you're the good person, do you like obey the traffic lights? Like
I don't do the traffic lights because I don't have the patience for it, but I try to do everything else pretty up. Like if I see someone getting robbed, I always beat up the bad guy and give the money back.
Oh, wow.
If I'm Franklin, if I'm Trevor, fuck it. I got the money now.
beat them both up, steal all the money.
Oh yeah,
person that got robbed.
Like I randomly shot this guy like that was being nice to me when I was Trevor for no reason.
Just for being Trevor. He's a meth head. He's a crazy.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Grand Theft Auto 3, nothing was better than just sitting in your parents' basement with your friends and just not playing like the quest, just going around beating up people and infinite ammo,
Going to a strip club, seeing some virtual boobies.
In Grand Theft Auto 3, was there a strip
3,
club?
maybe not. I think maybe
I think
4.
that 3 was the one in Miami, the Vice City, the 80s one.
Vice City,
That was
yeah.
the greatest one.
Yeah.
The one in New York, incredible.
Yeah.
You say that was fun when you were a kid and how old were you?
We're probably 12, 13.
Well, that's fun.
I mean,
as
it's
fuck.
still
When you're
fun.
44. That's fun as fuck.
Robbie knows the new Spider-Man came out, and I was like, "Can you play that on PS3?" And he's like, "I don't think so. I think I'm on PS3."
I bought a PS4 for that Spider-Man game, and it was another one. I was addicted for
game is
a
great.
month and a half, and then I haven't played it since.
It's a great game though.
It is. It's really good.
I'm so far behind.
Basically,
on systems.
Spider-Man Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. It's the open sandbox thing. It's awesome. The PS5 really is fun. I really like it. I have a lot of fun.
I need to get into it.
It has a 4K player, so I can watch my old movies. I get like the Criterion Collection. It's like built for me. I can watch my old movies on it, and I get to play all the games I like.
Physical media, right?
Oh, I love physical media. Yeah, because don't trust the studios. They'll take stuff away. Like It's Always Sunny. They've taken episodes off because it's too controversial. Oh. So if you can't trust. I'm going to trust these media conglomerates. Fuck you. I'm going to own it, and then I have it.
RA warned us. Physical media. You got to buy physical media.
Christopher Nolan.
Yes, we are. I'm in the lockstep with those guys.
I think a more recent, it literally just happened like yesterday. They took like a Kanye West song down or something like that from streaming services.
The poopity-scoopity one?
No, I don't know which one it was. It was off Vultures. All right, video games. Rachel Dolezal,
Queen.
the former, the woman who pretended she was black to be an NAACP like head in Washington. She had an OnlyFans. This came out a while ago. I remember seeing it and being like, oh God. She just got fired from her teaching job in Tucson, Arizona. This week, her school discovered that she had a public OnlyFans page, and they got rid of her.
People knew this before the school knew it?
Yeah, so this came out
I have so many questions here.
maybe a year, maybe more. And I remember going to it. You got to pay to see the stuff. So I was like, I'm not paying however much she charges. But I want to say someone like tweeted out some of the pictures, and it was disgusting.
What's
it
her
was
name?
not what it was.
So what was she calling herself?
Oh, she changed her name?
Nkechi Diallo?
That sounds like appropriation.
Okay.
Did she? Yeah, she's just is pretending to be a new race now.
My issue with the school. So the school knows she was Rachel Dolezal before they hired her to be a teacher?
Insane.
That seems crazy.
Insanity.
Yeah, that's who's teaching the youth and
Is she
molding
still-
young minds.
Is she still pretending to be black? Or is
I have a bigger issue with that than her doing an OnlyFans if I'm the school, if I'm a parent.
Oh, definitely.
You parent-teacher conferences, you go in and you're like, that's the lady that
Wait, you're
fake being in the NAACP.
I don't care about her showing her tits on OnlyFans. I care that she seems like someone who's
Yeah, I don't care about her showing her tits on
Crazy
OnlyFans,
person.
but I don't think she's just showing her tits. I think she's going based on the photos.
we're getting everything?
Like porn?
Based on the blurred photos that the news station had, I think she's showing her butthole.
Can you go back to the blurred photo? Nice.
Thank you.
Is her OnlyFans listed as Ebony? They're talking about it on the news.
But there's the
They flashed her
thumbnail.
getting piped on the news.
Yeah.
Here's a video from her page.
But the thumbnail that was just on the video was just
Seems
her
happy.
like spreading her cheeks there.
Oh
Yeah.
my good. Yeah. Okay.
In front of a Christmas tree, so it's a little
Yeah.
festive. I like that.
Yeah. Holiday
Christmas.
season. Yeah. I think the bigger issue to me is that a school would hire Rachel Dolezal to be an elementary school teacher. That's wild.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what you did. I mean, you gotta.
I mean, she has to work again.
Right.
She shouldn't
But-
not be able to earn a living, but that seems like not maybe the best line of work.
She's I don't know. Hopefully she's not a history teacher, but like teaching kid, you know,
It's
like
February. Up until yesterday, she was teaching Black History Month.
yeah, it's not
That's not
good.
the best, the best person to teach that.
Don't think so.
No.
Robbie, this is both of you guys are movie guys.
Yep.
Madam Web, it's out, starring Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney. People are saying it is one of the worst movies ever. Film critic Sean O'Connell said it's one of the worst movies ever made of any genre, not just superhero movies. The story makes no sense. The action is boring. Dakota Johnson looks bored, and you feel it. It makes Morbius look like The Dark Knight.
I saw Morbius. That sounds hard to believe. Morbius was horrible.
I watched Morbius going to bed one night. I got like halfway through, and I had to turn it off. Yeah, Dakota Johnson says she has not yet watched the movie. When asked if she will, she said, "I don't know. I'll see it someday."
Her quotes about this movie are hilarious because the check has clearly cashed and she just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
I went to the movie theater and saw a trailer for this. The trailer, you could just tell it was the worst movie ever made. I was like, this looks awful.
Everything about it has made it seem like the worst movie ever. Like even in the lead up, there was nobody at any point that was like, this might be good. The fact that it's a Sony movie, Sony has this contract where they have to make movies related to Spider-Man per every couple years to keep the rights to Spider-Man.
Got
so they're
it.
literally like, we got to crank out these fucking movies so we don't lose the rights to Spider-Man. There's no care or thought put into them. The screenwriters of this have some of the worst resume. It's like they've done this, Morbius, Gods of Egypt, a bunch of movies that like haven't reached past 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You know what this reminds me of? So Bill Cosby, when
All right, keep going.
in the middle of his biggest fame with the Cosby Show, he made a movie. He directed it. It was called Leonard Part 6. There was no 1 through 5. It was just, that was it. And he played a superhero. It was so bad that he would go on like late night shows and be like, "Don't go to see the movie. Like it is not what I thought it was going to be. It is horrible." So it feels like we're getting it with Dakota Johnson, where it's like
little bit.
it's so bad. Even she's just like, I don't know, stay home. Now, Ben Klein, we found out just before we went on air, you have a connection with Madam Web.
Rundown producer.
Yeah, yeah.
I had the privilege of being a below-the-line production assistant on the shoot. So most of it they shot in Massachusetts, but some of it they shot in Bronx. My job was to lock up Jerome Avenue. So locking up means like, well, they were doing this ambulance chase scene, and my job was to make sure no traffic or pedestrians walked on the thing. So I don't know, like the way I look is not the kind of person that people who are native to Jerome Avenue want to be told they can't walk down the street. So definitely some very funny encounters, but no, very, very interesting experience.
What was morale like on the set?
Could you tell that it was going to
It
be
was
good?
a huge set. I mean, this was like, they had like 7 blocks of Jerome Avenue locked up. There was like, I want to say 500 to 600 people in the crew. Mostly stunt doubles, so I wasn't like hanging out with Sydney Sweeney or anything.
Did you see them? Like with your own
Saw
eyes?
Celeste O'Connor because she had like a little skateboard moment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see it.
But did you see
I gotta
Sydney
see.
Sweeney?
Did not see no interaction with Sweeney,
right.
unfortunately. That's really all I could tell you. It was interesting being on set.
It's
I got to
wild
put
that
a
that
Marvel
many
movie.
people, you said 5 or 6 people,
Yeah.
which I believe, movie sets are huge, can make something this horrible. Like you think someone would be like, guys, let's
I wanted
the brakes for a second. This is awful.
like the director, like Is he just standing there with his arms crossed, being like, "This is the biggest turd ever"? Like,
I think they gotta know.
but he's got to keep
director
morale up and be like, "All right, guys are doing great."
For this chase scene, the director was not there.
Second unit
The
guy?
AD was running the show, which I thought was pretty interesting.
That is interesting. Maybe the director was not.
The director's like,
involved as
didn't
he
give a
should have
fuck. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything.
I was gonna ask. I don't know if anyone knows this. How often is the director not there for a movie?
More than you think.
Yeah.
For second unit stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for instance, the Sopranos credits. That was all done by a second unit. That's just a small thing. That's iconic.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many iconic things were shot by second unit people.
Yeah. Shout out to second unit people. Barstool Aftershow. Dave got a dog. Miss Peaches.
Adorable.
Awesome. dog.
Adorable dog.
I love the videos. I'm addicted to the videos. I'm like checking his page for Miss Peaches updates.
Miss Peaches is great. You can.
She's scared of the steps.
But the tail wagging, look at this. Him
and-
like opening the door to your new mansion, Miss Peaches. Going
Yeah,
from being an abused dog, the way Dave describes
Yes.
an abused dog, to this, it makes my heart so happy.
Someone was saying Little Orphan Annie.
It really is.
Daddy Warbucks.
Like to see Miss Peaches rolled immediately on her back like that to show the belly. That's such a passive, nice dog move.
Yeah.
Look at the tail wagging. So happy.
So happy.
That's a great dog. And
What
Dave's
is-
such a dog guy that you know he's going to give that dog the best life in the world.
Oh yeah. Look at that face.
Yeah.
I'm a Miss Peaches guy. I need a Miss Peaches shirt.
On the unnamed show, Whit was giving Dave shit for his dog voice.
Peaches, I don't know that you can sleep like that. You take up the whole bed. I know, Miss Peaches.
I don't know if this dog has turned you a total pussy or not, but this guy, while you're
I'm
talking,
a dog guy, I always have been.
While you're
She's
talking to
on
your
my
dog,
lap
while you're
right
talking to
now.
your dog in your baby voice on these videos. You
Yeah,
go,
I always do that, Kirk.
Coleman, the
Get-
producer,
oh,
is shitting on it.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me talking to my dog in my dog voice has more views than the Kirk Minahan show has had
That's
from the
true.
beginning to the end. So
I would
I'll keep talking to my dog in the dog voice.
It is embarrassing, but it's irrelevant.
You're saying everyone talks to dogs like that. I would never talk to a baby like that.
But
You're trying to say-
both
didn't
people
talk- I
do.
didn't talk
I
to
like
babies like
dogs
that
more than
either.
babies. People talk to babies in Google voice and dogs in Google
Yeah, okay,
voice.
but you're kind of a guy who people without kids they appreciate dogs to another level. Then you have kids
Correct.
and you realize it's a dog.
Yeah, it's not, a dog is.
Well,
like,
I don't have kids, so maybe
Okay, fair enough.
Do you guys talk in dog voices?
Yeah, I'm a big dog voice guy.
You both have dogs. I have dogs.
I don't a ton. I usually talk like they're real, but sometimes I'll fall into it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It is kind of funny to picture you talking to a dog like dead serious. Like, do you see the fucking stats on MLB reference?
Well, I'll talk about the movie. Like Melfi and I watch a movie. I'll be like, Melf, can you believe this? This is how good is this movie, right, Melf? And she'll just, she'll grunt at me.
Yeah, I do the dog voice. I feel like I'm used to it. If you're not a dog voice person and you see like Dave doing that dog voice, I understand being taken aback by it, but you got to get used
When
to
you
it.
first get the dog, you almost have, especially a dog that's had an abuse, you need to coax them in. I know when I first got my puppy, I talked like a baby to it because you need to coax it in.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff that dogs respond better to, talking like a baby, like
I believe that.
Get some go.
We don't know what Miss Peaches dealt with before Dave met her. So you probably want to be on the softer side, at least at first, for sure.
And she was crying during the unnamed show just for separation anxiety already.
Yeah.
Miss
That's
Dave,
great.
I know.
He needs a chair right next to him. It's such a quiet dog. Usually, well, it seems like from the videos
I know.
that chair next to him, sits on a bar stool during the unnamed show. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Miss Peaches.
Miss
Mascot-
Peaches.
New mascot of Barstool.
Yep.
I could also see Klemmer being on a sitcom where he talks to a dog and the dog talks back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be on a
Like
show.
an Alf,
yeah.
but with a dog.
Turner Hooch. Tom Hanks and a dog fight crime. They're both cops. I like that.
Haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it came out in the
Movie?
80s.
TV show?
It was a movie. Yes.
Good one?
It's okay. It was right before he did Big, or right around that time. And him and a dog are teamed up. He doesn't like dogs. He's matched up with his dog to be his partner as a cop. And they end up just being best friends.
Does the dog talk?
No.
Oh.
Dog helps fight crime, though.
I'm into that. I watched a classic last night for the first time. When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's a good one.
I'll have
Yeah?
what she's having.
It's
Yeah.
good, yeah. Billy Crystal, I can't unhear as Mike Wazowski. I was kind of just picturing Mike Wazowski saying some raunchy lines, which made it funnier for me.
Very, very, very attractive Meg Ryan. Though.
Is that the one where she
Very.
has an orgasm, fakes an
Yes.
orgasm? Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that scene was coming. That was a scene.
You like it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cinema, absolute cinema. Martin Scorsese.
It's a good movie.
Great movie. And short too, it's an hour and a half. Breeze.
Pat Bev talking about Mantis. This video is hilarious.
Get to the other guy. Come
Mantis?
on. So Dave goes, Hey, Pat, I got a kid driving down from Indiana. He can fucking burn it.
Are you that good? Or can you hit like 10 in a row? All right, so come on over.
But he's a little bit deformed. Dave, you can't say that. He knows. Seriously, he is. His body is reversed. What the fuck you mean his body is reversed? The front of his body is in the back, and the back of his body is in the front. So I'm like, man, Dave, man, you tripping, bro. I'm thinking he trolling per usual. Guy walks in, leans all the way back. Everybody yells out, "That boy bent."
That boy bent. Man, just one-day contract. That boy bent.
That's his slogan. That boy bent.
That boy bent. His whole body was like on a reverse question mark. Then he comes in, fit on. He disappears for like 3 minutes. Comes back. LeBron James, Miami Heat fit from head to toe. Walks up to me. What's up, twin?
What's up, bro? What up, twin? How you doing? Twin. Nice to meet you, man.
I don't know what's going on, right? So they give me the scoop. They're like, yeah, Pat, he made like 98 free throws consecutively.
Describe his shooting form.
Heave. Like one arm heave.
From hip.
Cash.
He can't miss.
He can't miss.
It was insane.
I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on?
He might get a 10-day.
He's down there heaving threes. Big Cat goes, "We're only shooting free throws, Mantis." I look down, Mantis is Steph Curry and shit. Like this, one arm. Yeah, I usually shoot with one arm, but when I'm really focused, I use my hips. What is going on right now?
Dave is explaining to Pat Bev, and he's like, yeah, this guy's like built in reverse. I would love for there to be like a room of like 12 people that have never seen Mantis in their life. Dave explain what he looks like, and then like draw it. Or like police sketch artists, like, and then see what they come up with.
Good video idea.
That'd be, because it makes him sound like he's, I mean, I don't know how you explain Mantis, but it makes it sound like his like organs are on the outside of his body.
It makes it sound like you took an action figure and just like turned the head
the body all right, yeah. The thing about Mantis that I always find baffling is that no one medically knows what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
He's never been diagnosed, like, it's almost like he's
Except
the first.
for the BDS.
The BDS.
Big dick syndrome.
Okay. But he's never been diagnosed with anything.
Right.
So, like, is he the first of his, like, is he the first person to have this
kind
ailment?
Yeah, I don't know. I assume there has to be others.
The other Mantis.
Yeah, but yeah, like you're saying, he said before, they don't know what it is.
Imagine going to a doctor, having something that's noticeably wrong with you, and they're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
sorry.
Your guess is as good as mine, man. Yeah.
That's what they call it. So they call it BDS, but that basically just means we don't know what the fuck.
Bodily
I thought
distress
Mantis
syndrome.
says that for the big dick syndrome.
No, it actually is something BDS, but
Gotcha.
When Mantis
it doesn't really mean anything.
When Mantis first got to Barstool, he did a video, BDS, and he said big dick syndrome.
Okay.
I did not know bodily distress syndrome was what
And
it
he
was.
dropped that on Pat Bev on the stream too. Like,
He's
straight up got him to fall hook, line, and sinker. Oh, what's BDS?
Mantis calling Pat Bev twin is just, that's funny.
Just the
I feel
way
like this
Pat talks
BDS is
about it.
bullshit. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. It means nothing.
It means that it's a newly proposed diagnosis of medically unexplained symptoms. So in other words, we don't know.
Yeah, that's the phrase for
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
But I loved my favorite line in Pat Bev's like recap of the night was when he was like, he's just hitting 3 after 3 after 3, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Hitting Steph Curry threes.
Yeah.
Dave's telling me this guy can burn him from the line.
And his description of the shot, Ron's like, how would you describe the shot? And he's like, heave. He heaves.
Yeah. But he goes in.
Every time he's wet from the 3-point line. His shot also, I didn't see it in real time, but when Mantis did got Dave up to 15, and on the last shot he hit the Steph Curry shot and just turned right to Dave, didn't even watch it go in.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That
Pretty
was,
badass.
yeah.
He had a hell of a night.
And Dave said on the Unnamed show today, if he wants a contract, he's got it.
Yeah. It sounds like,
So,
he said it sounds like Mantis doing well on his own, but it sounded like the door was open for
if
him.
he wants a contract,
I've
congrats to
never met
Mantis.
Mantis. Me and Mantis just missed each other.
Nice guy.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it would have been about maybe a year.
Yeah.
Ships passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mantis, Titus, White Boy Rick, Indiana boys, repping Indiana on the stream, did well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're from Indiana, you can hit a free throw. You can just pull random people out, and they're like 75% free throw shooters. It's just all you had to do. You just sit in the driveway and just.
That'd be an interesting stat. Take 100 people from every state and have them shoot free throws. See which state has.
My
the
money
best
would be on
percentage.
Indiana.
I would take Indiana
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, I would too. I mean,
On DraftKings, they'd be like minus 10,000. Frank walks. Frank continuing to pull enormous guests for Frank walks. He had Mike Francesa on.
yeah.
You guys, coming from the Midwest, when I came out here, I didn't know who Mike Francesa was, but the way everyone talked about him, he was a god.
We had him on Pick Central. We've had some. I've been here a couple years now. We've had some pretty big names come in here.
Yeah.
I've only taken a picture with one person my entire time at Barstool, Mike Francesa. Mike Francesa means so much to me. I grew up listening to him. I think he's brilliant. Mike and the Mad Dog was the best radio show ever.
Yep.
I love Mike Francesa, and be able to talk sports with him for an hour was incredible. And then right when we were done, he went over and did radio with Kevin and with Frank.
Yeah.
And Frank and him hit it off instantly, which makes total sense.
The whole office stopped when he came in, and everyone's like,
oh my God.
It's Francesa.
It was just, Mike Francesa is the greatest. I love him so much, and I'm so happy Frank got to have this interaction with him. And I love that Mike treated Frank with a lot of respect. They seem to have a lot of mutual respect, which I really appreciated.
I think he appreciates Frank's knowledge of the history of sports.
Exactly.
Just the fact that anything Mike Francesa references, Frank knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
And I'm sure Mike Francesa doesn't have a lot of people in his life like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I doubt he has anyone to talk to where they just know everything.
He could bring up a fucking random Game 3 from the 1970s, and Frank is like, yeah, it was 5-3, and so hit.
This is what I always say about Frank. Everyone's like, oh, Frank screams and yells. That's not it. This guy knows so much. I know he does do that. But if you sit and talk with him for half an hour, it's not just sports.
No.
Movies, 80s music, 70s. He'll tell you who the fucking drummer was on a random song. His wealth of knowledge is so deep. People get so caught up in the screaming, and I get it. But Frank's my friend, not because of the screaming.
Right.
It's because he's a really interesting guy to talk to.
Well, we all kind of sit in his area, but we'll be talking about something random. Like the other day, we were talking about Mike Piazza, and he's like, well, Axl Rose, or he's like, well, Mike Piazza leaked Axl Rose's
he
punk
leaked
rock
a song from
heavy
Chinese
metal.
Democracy.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Which
this.
and Frank also sometimes makes up fake stats about certain things.
Yeah, Frank stats.
So I was listening to this, this is a crazy story, but I'm going to have to verify this information after he's done with the story. And I looked it up. There's one article from 2006 archived, and it's exactly what Frank is saying.
Ask Frank any question about Seinfeld. He'll know it. Frank.
Seinfeld, Star Wars. Frank brought in not too long ago, maybe a year or two ago, his patches from the Star Wars fan club that he was in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
They sent him a Revenge of the Jedi patch before they changed the title to Return of the Jedi, and he still has it. So, couldn't say enough great things about talking Star Wars with the tank.
I love this. I love that Frank and Mike, this is two of my favorite people. That's the best.
Yeah, but like I was saying, coming from the Midwest, I didn't really know who Mike Francesa was. Loved him when he came in. He commands a room.
And he has so many good clips online. I feel like I was a little young for his heyday, so my knowledge of him is mostly through the prank calls and the random reactions, him falling asleep on air. There are so many YouTube clips. If you don't know Mike Francesa, if you're not an East Coast guy, go down the rabbit hole. It's really worth it.
Funhouse, the Twitter account, has a lot of his funny
Funhouse,
clips.
the Twitter account.
It's very funny.
So good.
I love just hearing you guys talk about him, because the way you guys talked about him, it was like he wasn't a real person. Like I said, it was like he was a god.
He's almost not in my mind.
This mythical creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other content.
Yes.
Klemmer will be doing solitary confinement.
Yes. I'm
let you run
going
with
to
it.
lock myself up in a windowless room with no cell phone, no clocks, starting on Monday, March 4th at 10 a.m. It's going to go 100 hours till Friday, 2 p.m. Vibs and Marty are my guards. They'll bring me food. It's more solitary confinement, not like Mr. Beast, but more think of Supermax. So I'll have guards, but I'm not going to be able to see daylight. I'm not going to be able to know what time it is. And they'll bring me food, and then you guys will have me do challenges, hopefully to earn more stuff. But all I'm bringing in with me are a basketball hoop, like a Nerf ball, my baseball encyclopedia, and a notebook. And all of this will be live streamed. So starting March 4th, I will be actually downstairs. We're going to do it in Shoe Guys, and I'll be downstairs, locked myself up.
The room that you will be doing it in is disgusting. It is a gross room.
And I guess people have seen rats.
Oh.
I'm gonna have snacks. I'm gonna put it all in a plastic, I think Tupperware, a crate, so the rats don't get to it. You guys will have to trash every night.
We were in a meeting and they were talking about the rats are gonna get to the snacks. There used to be a time when if you just left anything on your desk, in your little cubby hole thing, in the desk, rats would get to it like that.
I didn't see any rat turds. Me and you did a walk through the room. I was looking for rat shit because I'm what am I getting myself into? I didn't see any, so I'm hoping the rats. But then you start bringing food to an area, in New York City.
But even in your desk, if you just had too many like Barstool shirts, they'd like nest inside the shirts.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I don't see any rats. Everything else, I just got to keep myself entertained for 100 hours with my baseball encyclopedia.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you want to like give this away.
Yeah.
What's the notebook for, you think?
So I'm going to write blogs. I'll handwrite some blogs. And also I like to keep track. So I'll show people when I do it. Like I like to write out the stats. So I'll do the encyclopedia, I'll write it out. I'll kind of explain.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, my encyclopedia only goes to 2006. So it's going to be a lot like old baseball.
Can you not get like a new edition of the?
It went out of print. So Baseball Reference came out and they stopped making sense financially to keep putting it out. But I love it because it has all the history from 1900 to 2006.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully people will watch. We'll have the chat on, so I'll be able to like react to the chat. And yeah, we'll be locking
Written
myself.
blogs will be funny. You slide in a blog under the.
I'll just throw it in there, and then and these guys will bring me meals and have a contest to try to win more things. Like maybe I can win a VHS tape or something.
I've heard about that. I would like to donate a VHS tape to the cause.
Really?
Yeah, I recently found the best of Raw 1997.
Is this wrestling?
Yeah, and it's the raunchiest, like best era of wrestling.
Yeah.
In terms of.
Right.
It's a lot of like, Sable takes her shirt off and she's got Playboy bunnies on her boobs, or Stone Cold fills Mr. McMahon's car with cement. Stuff that Klemmer might not be super fascinated
Couldn't have gotten me like Scorsese or something.
I don't have a Scorsese VHS. Right. If I had it, I would bring it in for
90s wrestling is the best. It's so entertaining.
The Rock saying, "Shut your candy ass, you jabroni."
And that is going to be the best VHS tape he'll have. Like
it might be.
The stuff we've picked out for him is not good.
Wonderful. I think of like Walter White. The reason, why am I doing this? Like, I'm trying to explain why I've always wanted to do this, and I've always been kind of like, if I was in a Supermax prison in Colorado, like, could I keep myself occupied enough? Because and even then, at least they have a clock and a window. I'm not going to have those things, but it's only for 100 hours. But can I keep myself entertained for 100 hours? I've always wondered if I could. So I'm like, all right, this is a weird job where I can try it.
Does your instinct say you can?
Yes, I'm confident I can do this. But then I see stuff and people are like, oh, if you're in solitary confinement for too long, you do go crazy. Now I will be, at least these guys will be bringing meals, so I won't. Like I said, it'll be more like being in a prison. But even like prisoners talk like, oh, if I'm in like that cell is scary as fuck to me.
Do you think you'll be different when you come out?
I know what to predict. I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine seeing sunlight at first would be kind of. I wonder if I appreciate those things for at least a little while, then you take everything for granted again.
He comes out super religious. He comes out, he's like, I've seen God. I've seen the light. Like
he becomes a man of the cloth.
You come out, you hate baseball.
Oh,
no. It's like doing ayahuasca. Like you just have a different personality. You're like, oh, I never want to see that in my life.
Is there any part of you that's like, yeah, I might give up, I might quit? Like,
I don't think so. I mean, no.
Because
I don't. You don't go into something like this with like even I'm.
Have you? I mean, you got doubts every once in a while, but are you like, do you have your doubts? Like I could leave out.
The more
I could leave out of there.
I get, but like I don't think I'm gonna quit. But I am going to get like a little bit. Like I pitched this last month, and I was like, I went to Dave and I asked Dave about it, and Dave's like, said it was okay. It was okay to do and everything. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. But now as we get closer and closer to it, I'm starting to get like a little anxiety.
You got to do it. Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, this is becoming real. Yeah, so that'll be the first week of March. So we'll be talking about a lot more, but I just thought this would be a fun way to kind of announce it. So
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how you do.
I'm excited to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of. I say that now, but like after hour 4, I'm like, what the fuck? This is so boring.
Well, yeah, like in the middle of the night, I'm sure one of those nights you're just going to be like,
Well, I'll never know when to go to bed. I sleep pretty well. I don't snore, so no one will hear me snore. I don't think. At least maybe I do. I don't. My wife says I don't. But.
Yeah, the best part of it is him not knowing what time it is, and the room he's in, has no windows.
Yeah.
The ceiling is so low. It's like I said, it's
very depressing.
It is a gross room.
Yeah.
I think people are going to like it though. I think the chat's going to have a lot of fun with it.
I hope so.
We're going to try to get a TV in there that just has the chat going 24/7.
That'd be great.
That's right.
So.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Tune in.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll have more announcements and stuff later on, but I just thought I would talk about it now.
Klemmer in Solitary, and that is the rundown. Thanks, gentlemen.